Good morning. All right, looks like the mic's working and we're all good. Today is July 28th, 2023, and we are continuing slash starting Omatsuri prep for that's the Calgary Japanese Festival. It is August 11th and 12th. Having like a night market with a comedian and Japanese drag show on the Friday, and then the usual like Saturday event on, I believe it's the 12th. I keep saying these dates and I'm like, when is it actually? So let me open up my calendar here. Yeah, it's on the 12th. Sorry, Dahlia is on my leg. That hurt. So I'll be there on the 12th, and then I am starting the prep, or continuing the prep is a better description for this, for the Knit City Vancouver, and which is in September. Those are my two confirmed shows right now, but I am looking towards some more shows in the fall, and I will get you details as I get those as well. Today I'm going to do a little bit of tidy up because I need to be able to cut these obi. We're going to be cutting obi wedge purses and some necessary clutch wallets from the actual obi that I can. Some of these are absolutely spectacular, and they will be lined in kimono, because I saw that done by a woman in Kyoto when I was there in November, and I was like, oh my goodness, that is such a good idea. I need to actually interface the kimono. I've worked with it before. It's really slippy, and I'm pretty sure interfacing the kimono will help it like not be so slippy and baggy when I actually put it into the bag. So these are all going to stay out. I'm just going to kind of shuffle some things around so that I can actually get into working. Just double check on this, make sure it's not. Yeah, kiddos are at daycare and childcare today, and it is raining out, so they're inside in a fort watching a movie, which is awesome. I love it. They're at separate daycares because the youngest was too young for the eldest's daycare. So actually, I kind of hope that the eldest is also watching a movie today because they're in summer camp and it's like a princess superheroes theme, and that would be adorable if they're watching a movie today. Hi, cat. I love you too. I know the kids are away and you like the attention, hey? You don't get enough attention anymore, do ya? So the other thing I have to still do, a lot of the Knit City prep, I'll post the video that I did earlier. I went through and I actually did all of the mental prep for it. Now I just got to do the actual prep for it. So, all right, I think that's good enough. Do I need to move these? I may as well put them back on the shelf. So I'm going to work on the wedge bags today because that I've already got the obi out. There's no point in putting them away. I also need to do some Luxe tote bags, which I'll do when I actually pull the canvas out to cut. A lot of this is going to be happening off screen for you guys, simply because I got to be working on the weekends when the kiddos are home, and I do not like actually. Well, I can't really do lives while the kids are home, because the logistics of it become too much, and I don't want them on screen. So I've actually deleted some stuff where I hadn't realized that they showed up on the screen even. I'm just putting away webbing here so that there's actually like the rest of the space. As much space as possible. Although I'm just literally going to throw it on the shelf above where it should go, just for expedience sake. All right, and then that's some HTV that doesn't need to be there. I need my marking equipment, and we don't need pins. Also thinking actually some kato bags out of the obi would be really pretty, but we will think about that later. All right, I need. Now we'll just do it with the ruler. I was like, I need the small wedge bag measurements because the wedge purses are basically a small wedge bag, but no, I'll just do it with my ruler here. All right, where do we want to start? Some of these are so these are spectacular. These are not ones that I bought in November. I've actually had these in my stash quite a bit longer. I'm going to set up my phone as well so that I have these on a little bit better quality stuff. All right, let's pop it right in here. Pretty sure that that's a pretty good view of the actual like cutting table. I might have to move Dahlia out of the room depending on how insistent she gets for attention. Last time she was actually tearing up my interfacing. Okay, there we go. That works. All right, cat. Don't make the video jiggle. Anyway, all right. So there's this guy. And what I'm thinking of doing with this one is Dahlia, honey, you gotta go over here now. Yeah, that tells me we're gonna have to move her out. So this one's definitely gonna be Obi purses. But I'm also thinking that it might be a good necessary clutch wallet. I'm a little bit hesitant because I'm like, I don't want to cut off any of this gorgeous fabric. But I guess what I could do is I could do it. There's this like speckle, and that would be a really cool like wallet body. If I have enough space, like right here. Oh yeah, look at that. So right there, and then I could do a cut from the actual like, yeah, like that. Okay, so the cut would actually end up being from the pattern piece here, and then the exterior would be from the speckled bit here, so that I'm not like, because if I cut it from the actual thing here, I think it would look weird. Yeah, and honestly, I think it would be better to do another wedge bag or something like that, or wristlet from that instead. All right. Okay, so that's that one. Let's cut that while I'm thinking about it. Then I don't need to worry about it. All right, you all move over there. This is some hand cream from Takako of Edelknit, and it is some of the best stuff I've had. It's called Steam Cream. I love the Maneki Neko. Let's actually open it. I wonder if it's the same scent. Yeah, it's the same scent as the one that we got in November from her, and it is spectacular. Rub a little bit in. All right. And sorry if I gotta settle in here, take a deep breath, all of that. Now I'm too warm again. It's cold here. It's like this room is usually chilly, but I guess our AC hasn't been on either, so that would explain it. All right. So the rest of these over here are actually Obi as well to use. Well, actually, that's a bunch of supplies on top because I was like, let's store the supplies here. That makes sense. Now, there's going to be a lot of extra fabric on the back here. This is usually stuff that I would use for, like, I'm going to use this bit for actually the top of the purse, I think. Still getting notifications. Actually, what I need to do is, there, you don't need to see everything on my watch. Yeah, so here we go. So this would actually be a perfect, I'm going to turn you down a bit further so you can see. So that'll be the flap right there. Dahlia. And then we'll do the wedge bag from this, and then I'll cut the, so that's the other option for the wallet, is I could cut it from the orange backing fabric. But I feel like this would actually make a better, yeah, the speckles will make a better wallet. And then I've got this extra up here for the purses. Yeah, okay. All right, so where'd that, okay, here's the flap piece. So we're gonna cut the flap. Oh yeah, look at that, right from there. That'll look amazing. And then what I'll do, this is gonna need a little bit extra stabilizer, but not much. And then the interior of the flap will be this orange fabric right here. And then I think in this case, I will actually use the orange on the backing of this for the wallet. So I need to actually pull this apart. So you can see it's definitely been worn. I usually try and use a lot of the interfacing as well. But realistically, it depends on the project. I just realized I don't have scissors right here, or my shears. They must all be out in the main area. So I'm gonna have to run out and grab some shears for this. There we go. So these are all bought secondhand. They're bought at a flea market in Kyoto typically, or a secondhand store in Kyoto and Japan. The two that I generally visit for that are actually in Kyoto and Tokyo. Very likely picked up from stuff like, I don't know if Japan actually has garage sales, or if it's like or if they're like estate sales, or just people getting rid of kimono, or what. I don't know that exactly. But they aren't getting worn, so I may as well make gorgeous wallets out of them instead. All right, so we're gonna just nudge this up a little bit and over a little bit. I am gonna kind of, man, I need to get the templates for this so that I can fussy cut this a bit better. All right, but that does capture most of that actual motif that's here. Yeah, so I'm gonna cut it across. I need my ruler. And we're going to cut it a little bit generously because then I've got just that extra little bit of wiggle room. And 1. And 2. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't clip it. Do not attack it. All right, and then I'll go in and, with this one, I think what we're going to do is I'll cut the stabilizer. Hello. Yeah, that's not going to need a lot of extra stabilizer. Just realized I also need my, darn it, I need my card stock piece to actually cut the stabilizer with. Oh well, I'll work that out later. Probably have to just redo it. All right, anyway, so there's that done, and then we need to cut one for the interior flap. Like this. Should I cut it like this maybe? Because then I could actually get 2. Because then we could do, should I do like a partial flap here? Or am I going to, yeah, because I'm not really going to use that for, okay, we'll think about that. Anyway. No, so we'll cut this the same direction. Mostly because then it's just easy for me to keep track of. Actually, I wonder if I should just fuse the interfacing that's in here because it would be doubled up in this case and actually quite heavy. All right, there we go. A little bit generous. Actually, I'll just take this piece and cut it from here so that I've got 2 pieces that are approximately the same size. Dahlia, if you don't stop, we're going to have to put you out. And I'll close the door. Okay. Yep. Off she goes. Come on, cat. I love you, but I do have to work while the kids are away. Go on. So basically today's stream is me just going through exactly what I do when I'm cutting these bags. I'm just basically talking out loud. There's always so much debate about like, I don't want to screw them up and like, or like, I want to make stuff that people are going to want. It's actually the big one. How are they going to want it? All of that. Anyway, so there's that. We're going to set this aside because I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to use it for. It's like it's not a true orange even. It's like a peachy orange, which is kind of cool. All right, so this one is going to be oh yeah, let's do this one as a wedge. And then I've got another pattern that I really like, which is called the Glenda bag from Swoon. I wonder if I've got that pattern handy. My goodness, I'm sorry. I'm so distractible today. Distracted today. But I just realized that yeah, because that orange would make a really good exterior fabric for that one. Looks like I've got everything except for that hanging right here. Ooh, it would also make a good Swoon Heidi. Okay. I'm going to print out the Glenda and I will cut that pattern out later. Pretty sure I've printed it out recently, but with everything like moving around, who the heck knows where it is? Give me one moment. I'm going to go print it out right now. And then I just got to clear some stuff off the printer. All right, so I actually found the pattern, which is awesome. So maybe we'll cut that out quick just so that I can do both cuts from this right away. See, this is the whole like, oh my goodness, what should I do? This one or that one? Most of the time, I'm pretty good about like just, I gotta set stuff down and do it, get it done. Wow, that's a lie. That is an utter BS lie. Okay, so zipper divider is going to go, that'll be kimono fabric. What do I need? This is main panel stabilizer, which doesn't need to be cut out till later. Let's just make sure that this actually printed out correctly. Dun, dun, dun. I can't tell. It looks... It did not. It printed out like a quarter smaller. All right then. So we do have to reprint it. I can't use that. Now, granted, everything would be together at the same size, but you know. All right, let's go find it. Come on the adventure with me. Okay, so let's print this. I'm just going to print the test square again and see if it's proper or not. Not on the Dymo. Can you imagine? Don't know. I want the selection range 16 to 16. Don't need the whole pattern again. I do have the whole pattern printed out here because sometimes I do find it easier to just just follow the paper instructions versus following it on the laptop. Granted, I don't always, but you know. Okay, scale to fit, print entire image. What are the instructions for printing? When printing, do not select fit to printable or enlarge shrink in any way. Always print at actual size or 100%. Scale, 100%. Not on the Dymo. Okay, scale. Okay, it's like freaking out because there we go. Okay, do not scale to fit. And I want page 16. 16. And then I'll print the rest of it once I have the test. Probably shouldn't do it that way. I don't think you're supposed to print them separately, but whatever. All right, so this is kiddo paper to play with. Realistically, it should all fit together because like everything is printed to that scale. But I don't know. Okay, so this is the Glenda convertible clutch. I can't see myself. By Swoon Patterns. It's got this really nice like flap, and then the interior is like a zipper pocket. It's a nice, simple, straightforward clutch, which I really like. And it works really well by using the Obi fabric. So let me just go get the thing and measure it. All right, measure the pattern. Measuring the pattern. It's supposed to be a 3x3 square. I think that actually did print properly this time. We're good. All right, so I'm going to print the rest of the pattern pieces, and then we'll figure out what I actually need to print out. Sorry, that probably was really loud. Okay, so I printed that page already. Now I need to print the rest of it. So I need to print... I think I really just need to print the flap. The flap and like... So... All right. Okay, there, and it's set. And now we're just going to print it, and then I will go grab it so that I get the stuff. Also, I don't know why, and I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but the lights are really flickering right now, and I don't know what's happening. I think it's something. It's probably like power draw from the printer or something. but it's actually fairly irritating. Lovely. All right. Well, hopefully that resolves itself sooner rather than later. This is just a new light that we just installed in this room because I was like, I need a bright light above my cutting table. Out of everywhere, I need it above my sewing table and I need it above my cutting table. I actually went and got a couple cheap plug-in switch lights for above my sewing table because my husband didn't want to install a second light above the sewing table, which made sense because it would have involved far more work than either of us wanted to do or to hire someone to do. So I got like plug-in ones with like a flick switch, which actually worked out cheaper, which is awesome. I have one extra that I need to actually hang above my snap table as well so that I have extra light above it when I'm doing installations. So actually I need to hang two more. I need one more above the like desk behind my sewing table, and then I need one more behind on above the snap table. All right, that finished printing, so I'll be right back. And because today is just the day of screw ups, that printed double-sided. I forgot that this printer can even do double-sided printing. Yeah. Just one of those days, apparently. All right, we'll reprint it. I hate doing that, but what are you gonna do? Okay, selection. There we go. We do not want double-sided. We want double-sided off. I want 10. That. There we go. All right. I can still work with this for at least a couple pieces that I actually need to do cuts from right now. So at least there's that. That's the main panel on the fold. So this is where that orange fabric, that's the rest of the body, will come in super handy. What a mess. Okay. All right, so we've got the front flaps for the NCW. You need the body for the NCW. And actually that'll be part of the orange as well, as that will cut the body out of that. And then we need to do we can do the main panel from this, from the plain weave, and then we can do the flap has to go this direction. But that will use most of this motif, so that's why I feel good, okay about using it. All right, so let's cut these out quick. I need my handy dandy. Oh, where's my X-Acto knife? There it is. It's been working really well for stuff for this sort of thing. It's a little bit more delicate work. So this is a cut on the fold pattern. If you haven't used swoon patterns before and you're a seamstress or a sewist and you like to make bags, I've really liked the swoon patterns. I've been using them for quite a few years now. When I originally launched purses and then didn't continue, I don't know why I didn't continue. I think I started them in 2018 and it just didn't happen. And then obviously we've had a few years where it just didn't make sense to make fancy purses to go out with. Anyway, I really like swoon patterns. They have a hobo bag that's really nice. I'm not working on that for this round, but I will be eventually when I get back in, or when I have more time between events to actually sew. But the Glenda comes together really nicely, fairly quickly as well. And that honestly sometimes is key, is that it's like for production sewing, I need things that will be completed in a timely fashion. It doesn't have to be quick, but it does have to make sense for production levels. And I think the Glenda is one of those ones that's a good trade-off of like a good trade-off between my time and also like people's money value. It's a pretty versatile little like clutch, purse, and I like making it. So that's always a nice benefit as well. Why am I not using my... Who knows? It's one of those days, guys. You just saw the flail of me trying to even get a pattern printed out correctly. All right, now this is a place... Oh my goodness, that shifted. Okay, well, let's straighten that out. We'll grab the rest of that. Oh, it's not my day. All right. Maybe I shouldn't be cutting stuff. Maybe we should go like not bags or something like that. Ugh. Okay. Let's get that tucked back under. We'll tape this back on. It's pretty easy because this is like a straight cut on the fold. But of course, come on. Okay. That cut like the snap placement off and everything. Ugh. Okay. I need some tape. There's some tape right here. Okay. Keep getting notifications too. Just gotta keep an eye on it to make sure that it's not like daycare being like, hey, come get your kid. Okay. Does this portend doom for the day? No. It'll be fine. It's just annoying. So 2 weeks ago, everything was a complete disaster. And of course, it started as soon as my husband left for his shift. This week, it's just been a series of like minor annoyances like this, which I'll take. I'll take that any day over having to take the cat to an emergency vet. That's for sure. Between the expense stress and the health stress for him, for the cat, I will take this any day. All right. Plus, that seems like it fixed it. We're going to go back in and just do the back here as well to really stabilize it. There we go. Haha. All right. Good enough. Again, because that's on the fold, it's not that big a deal because it's just going to be a straight cut anyway. But it's just annoying. Recycling. Okay. Let's get that cut too. You don't need to be out anymore. You can come down there. So the main panel is going to come from this, which will cut with the stabilizer in it. So all these Obi have this really thick, well, generally really thick stabilizer in it already. It's like a woven, I don't know, it's not very nice, but it works. I guess I don't really need this for the main panel because we're going to put actual stabilizer in it, but whatever. Okay, so for the main panel, can I do it this way or do I need to do it the other way? No, it needs to go this way. So in this case, I'll fold it in half here. Line up the fold. I need 2 exteriors, 2 linings, and 2 interfacings for the lining. And in this case, yes, what I'll do is we're going to cut down the lining, the interfacing that's already in here, and we'll put a fusible over top of it to keep the edges from fraying too much. So, all right, let's actually cut the wedge bag and then we'll worry about that one because the next cut for the flap is further down anyway. But now I at least have the pieces together. Yeah, I am seriously all over the place today. I'm just like, just one of those days apparently. Okay, so we need to do, it needs to be the wedge bag cut plus a little bit. So how big is this motif? Large. It's like 16 inches long. Okay, so that's like a little bit too large for the wedge bag. So I want to feature like this part on the wedge bag itself. So it needs to be like, okay, so how large is that? That's almost perfect for the front panel. So that could be the front panel, like this. Let's cut it from here to here. Yep. And then I need another like section up here for the other zipper pocket. Yep. Okay, there we go. And then we need to go from here and the back. Okay, so getting distracted. Okay, so actually in this case, we just want to do a front panel. And then the back panel will be where the zipper pocket is. So I could just do this whole cut here, right? Like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then the back panel will just have a nice little extra on the back. Okay, so that is going to be, that's a big cut. It's going to be a little bit deeper than my normal wedge bags, but that's okay. It's not actually a wedge bag. It is a purse. So that to that. Yeah, that's good. All of these obviously are also going to be individually cut. They're just kind of on the scale of the small wedge bags that I used to make. Okay, and then we're gonna just oh right, and then I need to take an inch for the back panel extra because, or a half inch for the back panel because we're gonna cut it and sew in a zipper. Let's actually make it an inch because then I have a little bit more area. Okay, if I scoot this like that, there you go. Okay, cut it right here. Da da da. Da, da, da. Okay, scoot, scoot. I'm going to move you back a little bit so that I can actually see if I'm right. Okay, it doesn't need to be that far, like that. Oh, okay. Okay, so I want it. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and then I am going to scoot it just a little bit of a generous cut here. There we go. Done. Okay, so that'll be the front panel of this bag. I don't know which direction I'll put it yet. It's got that nice interfacing in it, so I don't think we will probably change it just because I do have to do all that extra work for the zipper. All right, and then this needs to be cut down as well. We're gonna do a, yeah, there we go. Then the zipper will go here. Then there'll be the sewing together down there. Okay, there we go. It's so nerve-wracking to cut into these things sometimes. We've got some white with gold tooth zippers for this one, which will look spectacular. I'm going to just do a generous cut because I can. Sometimes it's just better to cut it to the dimensions of your whatever you're actually working on. Okay, and then we'll cut a second one of that. I still don't know how to actually store the zipper tape yet. I'm like, do I do it like this? It's actually in a piece of, or a shoe organizer right now in my sewing room that used to hold my stuff yarn. So I swapped the direction of it. Something smells like, oh, it's the obi. So the obi still always smell like Japan. I'm gonna bring them home. It's nice. All right, so there's the two pieces for the exterior for one of the obi purses. Okay, Then this is going to be the exterior piece for the necessary clutch wallet, which is what we're going to work on next. And because we're going to line it with this, we're going to just cut the square or the rectangles of it together. And these are not going to be lined with this stabilizer. We're going to pull that, because I don't need to cut that right now, and dull my blade with it. And on that note, we're going to roll it back in here as well. Goodbye. All right, there we go. I'm gonna lay this down underneath. So there's always like a fold over edge on these. That's actually what holds that like stabilizer in. On this one, it is, yeah, it's like, I don't know if you can see that on this camera, but it's like the little edge is the actual loom edge, which is super cool to see. And then the bottom is actually tacked under on this one. The one side, interestingly enough, is actually serged, which I don't know if I've actually seen that on a kimono before. I'm just showing my phone as well because I'll have to go back in and actually do a re-recording of this, or a voiceover of this, a little bit more professional, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretending that's a little bit more professional. Anyway, so we're going to do this like this, and then we're going to lay it down like that. Line everything up, and then we're just going to cut rectangles for now, and I'll worry about the rounding of it later. So the speckle orange and silver here is going to be the exterior, and then that plain orange on the interior is going to be on the interior. We need some weights because this fabric is slippy, because I'm pretty sure it's silk. It could be like a polyester blend or something like that, but I don't typically do any fiber like burn tests or anything like that. I could. I don't. Right, I was going to line these in obi or kimono. Meh. We'll line the person kimono. But this will just match too well to ignore. Although realistically, the best way to use this fabric might have been like the card slots. There's lots over there. I'll use that. Okay, I'm just going to smooth this out a bit. Plop it down. We're actually going to take the ruler over this. There we go. Now we're going to pull this back because it's slipping everywhere. We're just going to cut it because apparently that's just how we roll today. I'm going to be a little bit generous just so in case anything like slips while I'm cutting. Still leaves me a significant amount up here to like actually work with the Glenda flap. There we go. All right. There is a necessary clutch wallet cut, mostly in general. Move this out of the way, and then these do actually all have to be cut separately like this, simply because the pattern placement changes so much on each of them that like you don't know where stuff's going to be otherwise. All right. Oh no. Okay, how do I want to do this one? Do I want to do this Glenda from this? That's not going to get a lot of that. Okay, we're going to decide on that one later. And this is how I end up with leftovers for years. But that's okay. I'd prefer to wait on it and figure it out than like cut it and regret it. There's also like a wristlet that I would really like to make, and but it can't be recorded on screen, so that's why we're not doing it today. Ooh, would this work for the glass case? No, it's too large of motif. Okay. I'm looking, there's a stabilizer in my thing calyx over here, and I was like, oh, that might work, but no, it's too large a motif for this. So we're working on getting some more obi done for Omatsuri, cut and ready, as well as some wallets and some just stuff. That's a very lame way to describe it, but it's true. It's stuff. All right, so there is actually an excellent option for the glasses cases right here, because the pattern is like all over. So I will make a clutch wallet from this, as well as a wedge bag, and then a actual eyeglass case as well. All right, so let's see here. That is probably enough to actually do the pieced. Pieced one. So I'll figure that out later. And then we're going to do the flap out of this piece here. The interior flap with this here, as well as probably the interior for the actual wallet. And then we'll just cut. It's just going to be a full, straight, easy wedge bag because the pattern is so all over. It's fairly large, but like it works in that I can just cut it and worry about it later. All right. You need to scoot. Actually, this will work for the Glenda. I think I might have one cut for the Glenda out of this. I don't know. I don't remember. But we'll cut another one anyway because I think there's enough fabric here. There we go. Just clean up the edge because that I can't use that anyway. Let's cut the... Now, do we want to do a full... Oh, man, that would be a lot. I think we're going to cut it out of that. Yeah, in the interior. This will definitely be an amazing flap. I don't know if I want that piece or if I want further down here. This would almost... Yeah, I should actually cut 2 flaps out of this because that would just be more efficient. I think I want the flaps out of like this. There's like a blue in here. Yeah, I want it out of the blue. Okay. So let's cut a Glenda as well as a wedge bag out of this. So let's cut the wedge bag first. Yeah, and then we'll cut the other one and then, yeah, okay. Now I'm probably not going to cut it the same way I did the other one just because I don't have to do, I'm going to cut it closer to what I was intending to cut the other one, which is like here. Let's make it an inch larger than the wedge bag just to accommodate the fact that we're doing a zipper pocket on it. Okay. Right here, right there. I don't have to waffle about this one as hard because high. And then we'll do the flap. Right? No, this isn't going to make a good wedge. Well, it would make a good wedge bag, but it's like too much and like just doesn't quite suit, I don't think. Okay, so there's a blue right there that we could use for the flap. I really want this piece in the actual like necessary clutch wallet flap. So let's do the Glenda from up here. I think. Can I? And then, yeah, you line up. You actually are perfect. Okay. Yeah, I think this needs a little bit more care. I don't think it should be go into a wedge bag just because it's like, it would be spectacular, but I think it would almost be too much. Maybe I need to backline it with like something a little bit simpler rather than doing a whole bag out of it. But I at least want to get, I want to fussy cut a little bit more just for these 2 pieces. And I think this bottom piece would actually work for a May glasses case in the pieced form. Oh yeah, then there's the pieces there. Okay, I'm going to cut this with a little bit of generosity just so I can, because this, if I put it there, that puts that right in the middle. I can like use it this way and then we can flip it and do another cut up here. Yeah, I can get 2 flat pieces. Perfect. So let's cut right in the middle here with like good chunk of extra on both sides. Just for any slippage. Okay, so that's going to be Glenda. Yeah, because these flaps, it doesn't, oh, it does fit on this one. Oh, interesting. Most of the time it doesn't because it's like, so obi are usually pretty set because it's like there is a loom and that's what you use for obi. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, so we can decide which way we would like that to run. And then the exterior, that's going to actually be, maybe we should do a full bag like that. I think so, once I get this cut. All right, so there is the cut I want to make for, we're going to scoot it this way just a bit because that is basically centered right now for what I want to show on the front. There we go. And so there's the necessary clutch. I'm going to cut this right now so that I have it set up the way I want it. There we go. Slice. And then what do I want on the second one? We want that to kind of wander through the middle. Want that to line up with the middle right there. Okay. That looks good. All right. So let's cut this down. Again, a little bit more generous. And then just so if there's any slippage anywhere, I don't have to worry about it. Go. And then on this side, we're going to cut it down as well. Now with this one, I think we'll just do the stabilizer. Cuts later. Yeah, we're going to stabilize and fuse the interfacing. All right, there we go. That's going to look amazing. So there's the two flaps that I'm going to make for the necessary clutch wallet. There's the Glenda, and then the necessary clutch wallet. I think the main flap or the main body of the Glenda should actually be from this fabric, just because I think that would look spectacular. And then what do I want to do for the interior for the clutch wallets? Well, I think this needs to be the interior of the flaps for sure. That's easy enough. And then do I do the whole obi, whole shebang for the like, oh, I can't really because I've got two to make. I do have this nice silver over here that could be paired with it if I need to. Okay, let's see. I can get one. I can get two. Can I get the Glenda main body out of this? And then I've got little pieces like this that will go. But we need two exterior pieces for it. No, I can't. Okay. So what are you going to be? I know what you're going to be. I know what we'll do for you. Okay, so one will be with the exterior, one will be with the interior, and then we'll cut kimono to line them both. Because then this can be here and here. And 3 and 4 and a little bit and a little bit. Just make sure. And then we'll cut this. Perfect. There we go. Okay, I'm glad I didn't do a wedge bag out of this because that would have sucked in some ways to cut all of this and then figure out that I needed some different stuff. Okay. Wander. Actually, so the main panel, I would love to capture the blue on this for the main panel. So let's do this cut from this end, and we'll do this cut from this end, and then we'll be happy as clams. Okay. So this will go here. Right? And then I can do one, two, three. I know that looks like a really lazy way, but there's a lot of extra fabric there. And what I'm trying to get is I'm trying to get this like blue splotch again so that it matches the front. Now, how wide is that? And what can I use you for? Probably could use it for a wristlet if I back it with something. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so this is going to be the exterior for this one. And then make sure that I've got the blue there that I want. Then we're going to slice. Actually, let's not slice it that way yet, because if I do it this way, I might have actually enough fabric for a wristlet from it. I definitely do. Now, is it wide enough? I can make it work. Okay. Slice it this way, and then we'll dice it the other way. A little bit less generous of a cut this direction just so I can get a little bit out of this strip at least. Something out of this strip. Who knows what it'll be. It'll grow up to be something. And that's how I end up with a ton of scraps. Okay, and then I think, I want to scoot this down, and then we're just not going to do as generous around this side either. Actually, let's do that, and then we can scoot around a bit. There we go. If anyone wants obi or kimono scraps, message me and I will sell them to you. Yes, sell. Let's take a lot. Let's take a lot of effort to source, to be honest, but worth it. But a lot of effort. All right, let's see. Are you wide enough to actually do this on the fold? Maybe I should have checked that before, but that's okay. I wouldn't have. I would have still needed to do the cuts like that anyway. Okay. Why don't you have a fold line done yet anyway? Usually kimono or obi do. Well, look at that. Okay, perfect. So, is that how I want to do it? Because this is going to actually... Because if I do it this way, then that's going to end up in the middle there. So it'll run this way. Or if I do it this way, it'll run up from the bottom. I think we should do it this way. Yeah, because then I can get this really nicely on one panel, and I can get this really nicely on one panel, and everyone will be happy. Well, I'll be happy at least. I don't know if everyone else will be. All right, so we're going to cut this pretty tight. Let's just double check to make sure that I'm not wrong. This has to be pretty tight to do it. Yeah, I think we got it. There's a little bit of extra fabric there as well. So if I need, that's how close it is. It's just this little selvage that's holding the stabilizer in place. We'll save the day. I should probably iron it out just so I'm for sure have it available to me. Okay, there. And yeah, we're good. Okay. There we go. Gonna just scoot it up just a tick. And then we're going to cut here. So there's 1 and 2 exterior panels, main panels, just like that. Oh yeah, that positions that blue detail really nicely. So that's exciting. Just like that. There we go. All right, so there's the Glenda cut. Well, it's rough cut at least. I have to go back in and fussy cut or finish cutting it, but that's okay. And then that looks like it's probably enough to actually do a full eyeglass case out of it. Come here, my mic. Can I reach? Just barely. All right, I did it. There. Sweet. There's an eyeglass case, and then I saw the pieces for the pieced. Yeah, there's the pieced one. Pretty sure that this end here is darn perfect for that. So that'll use up a lot of that. Just awesome. All right. And then we're cutting out the one of these from this. And then the question is should I actually cut the lining for the obi stuff from it? Actually, we should do this, and then I should cut the body of the fish from here, like that. And this should go here, and then we're going to cut one more. Ooh, that pink. This is such an iridescent fabric. So should we do it like this? Should we do it like this? Or should we do just a couple? Actually, I probably could get 2 or 3 of the flaps, and then we could do... No, because then I don't have enough obi fabric to actually... I should almost do it this way. Could I get... It looks like if I scoot this way and scoot this way, there's 1 flap. Oh, look at that. And then, okay, so if we scoop this down, we can do one here, and we can do one here, and we can do a body from here. We can do the necessary clutch from here, and then we could do another body from here. And then there's still enough to actually do a lining from here. There we go. Okay, awesome. And this will look kind of cool because it's like, well, at least I think it looks kind of cool because it'll be just kind of a slice of the obi from the actual plain non-pattern side. Okay, let's do this. All right, so we are going to snug this up a little bit just because this is so many cuts to make from a limited amount of fabric. Go. I am still going to leave a little bit of extra like breathing room. Zip. That one is good. Now we want to do a body from here. And I can snug that right up to that tight. And then I think I will kind of fussy cut around this since we have two curved pieces. And they almost exactly line up. I'm not going to cut it that close, but I'll cut it there. Okay. Around we go. There we go. Okay. So there's 1 and 2. And then we're going to cut it here. Actually, we'll do the same thing. We'll just flip the fishtail. Give this a little bit of room. There we go. Breathing room. Cut, cut, cut. There we go. So there's the other exterior piece for a different wallet. It'll be a little bit less loud if that's something that someone's looking for, which is good. That basically lines up with the fishtail. That is absolutely nuts. Excuse me. I'm going to just cut straight here. So there's the 2 exteriors for the May glasses pouch with the bat flap setup. And then here's the interior and exterior for the last pouch. Actually, no. We're going to do a little handbag from that. Just super simple. I'm going to do, because it's nice and small, just zip up the corners and pop some leather handles on it. Yeah, that'll be adorable. Okay, so there we go. So there's that sorted. Not quite a wedge bag. I'm not 100% sure how that'll be finished, but I'll do it somehow. Okay, so there's May glasses cases. So glass cases, wallets, Glendas. Next, we need more obi. I don't know why I keep saying stuff on the obi when I need to pull it out to cut it. Come on, Katie. Get it together. I have obi debris all over my cutting desk right now. I guess that's the side effect of this. It's like a whole bunch of like little glitter pieces on my desk. I just realized that I do need to keep an eye on the time. I skipped my run this morning because it's raining outside, so it's actually, and it's cold. I needed my coffee. I didn't have a chance to do it before the kids went to school. Blah, blah, blah. Excuses. Anyway, so I need to actually go for my run just after lunch, which means I need to keep an eye on the time so that I do actually go for my run. Alrighty. We've got these really cool leaves. So this one is a fairly simple obi. There's really only 2 pattern pieces, leaves, and then this other iridescent section. This feels like it needs to be a Glenda with that flap. Let's see if it will fit in a fold, because this would actually, perfect. Look at that. And then I could get all those leaves on the flap of the bag. That would be spectacular. Okay, and then this is going to be lined in, right, so these are going to be lined in kimono, the Glendas. And the flap for the underneath of this could be lined in the obi itself. And then I think this should actually become a wallet or a couple wallets again, the iridescent bit here, because then there would be a matching wallet to the actual purse. Okay, There we go. All right, so let's do the generalized cut for this, which it looks like. Flynn, stop scratching at the door, honey. Okay. So straight cut, basically, and then I'll just go back in, add the stabilizer, and sew it back up again. Alrighty, let's get a little bit of a generous cut again. Just, I don't need to be generous, but actually, no, let's snug it up because then I've got these like bands. I don't know what I'd use them for, but we'll use them for something. Maybe they'll become pouches, like notions pouches or something. Coin pouches. Square it up. Square it up. Okay, right? We're good. That's not going to be sewn in. Nope, we're good. And that's going to end up on the actual flap. Yeah. Okay. All right, there we go. One cut. Square this up as well. 2 cuts. Okay, so there's the flap and the lining of the flap for the Glenda. Very nice. Like embroidery with, it looks like probably old kimono fabric actually in the leaves, which is super cool. It's gorgeous. This camera is not showing it to the best of its like capability, where it's like, yeah, it's iridescent. It's so cool. Okay, so there's the flap for that. And then the main panel is going to be this gray, which we just saw I could actually do 2 cuts from. The nice thing about this one is that the way it was stored, it has the fold line right there. So I can actually just line up my fold line on this with the fold line on the obi itself. Because, and then this iridescent bit is going to become necessary clutch wallets with a silver body. Okay. And then good. And here. Okay. We'll cut one and then we'll cut the other. Oh, that's not lined up very well. Okay, let's cut off this iridescent top. Figure out what we're doing with that later. Straight edge, straight edge. Sorry that I keep going radio silent, but it's like I want to make sure that I have to pay some attention to this cutting. It's a little bit more daunting. I don't know why. Like, it's like the cotton and linen are precious fabrics as well, but the obi and kimono are particularly precious fabrics, I think. It's part of it. So I just want to make sure that I'm treating them with respect and like using as much as I can, obviously, because that's always key. That's key with all the fabrics that I use. But like, especially with items that have previously been worn. All right, that's one main panel, 2 main panels, clutch wallets, and then I think that'll end up being 2 clutch wallet flaps, and then I'll make glasses cases with the other bit of iridescent fabric. I'm like this close to being finished the big bags, by the way, but the problem with that was if I sat down to finish the big bags, all they have is one interior seam. Oh crap. Well, there is actually the flap or the main panel right there. Oh, Katie. So I've got an extra. Okay, I'll figure out what to do with that later. There we go. Anyway, the big bags are nearly done, but the problem with that is I could have finished all the interior seams and then I would have had to move in here. So I'm like, let's do the cutting. It's like the second most intense thing I need to do for Omatsuri. And yeah, I just realized I didn't even consider making this into like a wedge bag, but that's okay. I don't think that would have been the right choice for this one. All right, so let's see here. We've got this iridescent piece right here. You can kind of see on camera. I'm trying to keep the like rest of the fabric out of the way. I think we should do the cuts like this. Ooh, then I could get the stripy bits up here, or I could do the cuts like this. And then would we be able to fit like a glasses case on here? Da, da, da. Kind of in the same fashion as the other ones. So it'd pick up all of that striping, but then we could actually get 2 glasses cases and 2 flaps out of this. Or we could go this way and just have 1 and 1. Oh, this is always the debate. 1, 2. We could actually do another one right here. There's the mark for where I would be able to go with the, yeah, okay. And then I just have this section right here, which is like not ideal, but not the worst. Or we could just do 2 clutch wallets. And then actually we could cut. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, let's do that. Because then I can do, so let's do 2 clutch wallets here. Doof, doof, like that. And then I can do, yeah, screw it. Let's do this with that little bit of like edging onto the gray again, which will be pretty still. And yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's cut there. Okay, so there's the nest. This will not be a generous cut. This is just going to be as close as I can get it, while still also maintaining it as square as possible. There we go. Let's go. Zip. Like that. And then we'll do the same on this side. I'll be a little bit more generous on this side, just because then I've got a little bit of wiggle room. And realistically, anything gray on this side is going to be sewn under when I actually sew it together anyway, because this pattern piece includes the seam allowance. Although honestly that one does too, so the little gray bits aren't really going to show on either of these, which probably not the worst thing. All right, mutter mutter grumble. Sorry guys. There we go, and then we'll just ignore that, and there's the flap like this. Flappy flap. Where was I stacking? There's the clutch wallets. Okay, and then we're gonna trim this down for this guy. Oh yeah, that will end up. So it's gonna end up with like a little bit of the gray and the like gold iridescent striping, but realistically that is gonna still look really good. So we're just gonna cut this straight. And I am totally overestimating my ability to get this done for Omatsuri. So honestly, I think I'm gonna be a little bit more selective. I'll choose a couple more fabrics to work with, and then I'll be done. Because this is already probably more than I can get done in 2 weeks, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll flip that one, and then they'll be like fraternal instead of, yeah, fraternal trims. Stand up. I am standing, Apple Watch. What? I am standing. All right, let's cut the 2 exteriors that we need. So I already did the Glendas. I need to get exterior pieces for the necessary clutch, and then yeah, we should, because I still have to cut the all the accessory pieces for the actual wallets too. Okay, generous cuts for these guys, because why not? Go. My only annoyance about this is that the like wallet piece doesn't fit across the obi. It only fits like, so it won't fit across like this. It only fits like this. That's my one big annoyance with it. It'll be absolutely spectacular and worth it, but yeah. Okay, so there's one exterior. Actually, with that, I am just going to leave the stabilizer in it, because that will have enough body. Just realized. Okay, and then there's the second one, like that. And I am getting hungry. All right, well, that's a good sign, because it's almost lunchtime. And like I said, I need to go for a run. So, all right, two wallet exteriors. Okay, and then I need the bottoms of the fish. The fishies need their bottoms. Okay, cut these pretty tight. And then the rest of this can go on the shelf for pairing up with stuff later. Zip. And go. Okay, so that was, I said I wanted to get 3 to 5 wallets. So that is actually quite a few wallets. The duplicates I probably won't make until after Omatsuri. So I'll be making, I may as well cut it while I'm already standing here doing this. That's what my thought process is. If it's a smart thought process, I don't know. I need to get some little bins for all these little pieces. For like, not for this stuff. This stuff gets rolled up and put back on the shelf. But I'm talking like all the little pieces for the wallets that I'm actually working on. Ooh, that's also just a fun. That would just be a fun one just to do like that too. It's got the like, so it's got this iridescent at the top, iridescent on this side. I would just basically need to flip it and add some handles into it. Not even. Well, I would need to actually like take it apart and sew it together so that it would be a bag. Because that's the problem right now. Is it's not a bag. Okay, we'll keep that one separate though because that is going to work for something. Okay, done. Oops, sorry. We'll roll you up separate because I will probably work with you. All right, there we go. And then, okay, I think that's enough wallets. That's what? 1, 2, 3. 3 wallets. Maybe not. I think I said 4 to 6, but the problem is just cutting all the other stuff up for it. This is too big a motif to work with today. That does have to become wedge bags, but yeah. Cutting obi always takes a lot of mental power, so it's just like, okay, let's pare down some of it so that it's just easier to think about stuff. This one I do want to work with, this because it's a book. All right, what has happened here with you? And then you, actually, this one would be a good one to do some wedge bags out of because it's such, there's so many of the repeats, and then I just have to figure out where I want to cut the repeats. And as well as, I think, what's this one? Oh, it's quite a large motif as well. Quite orange. There's a lot of orange obi in Japan, which is interesting. I have nothing against orange, but it's just interesting because like orange is not as common of color here for some reason. Okay, what else did I pull out? This, which will make a spectacular wedge purse. I do not know how large that motif is. It's quite large. So it might just become a small like handbag sort of thing. Yeah. Just straight handbag probably. With some like grab handles. And then my thought process was that these would become the exterior for one of the necessary clutch wallet, but I haven't decided on that yet. So let's fold this up. This stabilizer is too stiff to use for what I'm working on. So that will get pulled later. What else do I have? I've got 2 more here that are pretty nice. I've got this one. That's going to become the outside for the necessary clutch wallet. What's on this for a motif? Quite a large motif again. So that's going to be probably cut up and put into just a handbag as well. But like what I mean by that is not really much of an obi like wedge bag. How large is that motif? Again, quite large. Yeah. It would work. But I feel like the proportions to it would be like unbalanced. So that's why I'm like, And the question is do I want to do like, I think this should become the actual like exterior because I could do this. Problem with that being that, although it could go on the back because I was like, the flap will just be gold then. But if I did that, that could go on the back. That's what I would do. Now the question is, do I want to do that right now? Oh my goodness, I do think I need to go get lunch because I'm getting tired and like analysis paralysis. All right, no, don't crumple it. I know they're kind of crumpled on the desk right now, but not that bad. There we go. I do store them rolled, actually. I don't know how obi are specifically supposed to be stored. I know I fold the ones that I wear, although I haven't been wearing them much recently, so that doesn't tell you much. There. I think it's just supposed to be folded. All right, and then we have this like orchid. That has a very nice summer print, so I think we should do that one. It's definitely been worn. And then there's like 2 of the orchids down here. And I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. I think that should actually become, but it's not wide enough. I wonder if I could get 2. Yes, I could get 2 flaps out of it. So I think that's a better use for it. And then this will become the exterior of the bag. That would also make a really nice, just like simple wristlet. Okay, yeah, no, time to stop. Like too much analysis paralysis. Okay, so let's fold you back up. I think we will cut we'll cut the fans and then the books, and then I am going to head out. I want to get a little bit more done, just to round some things out. I said I would be on until about 12:30, so I'll be about another half hour's worth of work. Okay, so the books are going to become flaps like that because they fit perfectly within the flap. And then the exterior of the bag will be this nice navy. Okay, so since I have that decided, let's just cut it. And we'll worry about the rest later. Okay. So let's do this. We'll line it up so that I can actually just cut twice, like 1 and 1. I don't know why I'm fussing over this. We're not keeping the stabilizer in here. It's way too light. This is actually a really light obi. Like stabilizer in the obi. Maybe it might mean that it's a summer obi more. The motif looks like it might be 2 actually. But there are plum blossoms up here, so that kind of throws me off. All right, who knows? Well, someone probably knows. I don't know. Someone definitely knows. Not me. Okay. Oh, man. I do need to get the templates for this. Okay. So. Let's just kind of cut both of these this way. Generous cuts. And then I'll line up the pattern piece afterwards. Like this. There and here. Like that. Okay. And then we'll just cut down the middle, and I will fussy cut them later. Actually, I'm not even going to cut them down the middle. We're just going to go right there, and then we're going to cut the exteriors. Okay, pull the stabilizer out. Don't need that in these. And then we're going to do 1 and 2. Slippy fabric. And then I do want to do a wedge bag out of this because it will be amazing. Or should we do another? I think, yeah, those books are too large. Actually, too large to do Glenda out of nicely. So we'll do a wedge bag. This is such slinky fabric. It does not feel like silk. It feels like it's very likely a synthetic. But that's why I never actually claim that these are silk. They're obi. Again, I could do burn test, but I'm not going to. As much as I have leftover fabric, it kind of feels like a waste. Mostly because it is. All right. Ooh, straight to note. There we go. Now I gotta decide what I want for lunch. I have a can of chili left. Oh, I've got gyoza. That's what we're gonna have for lunch. It's gyoza. Went to Costco on Tuesday, and they have like fresh, ready to make gyoza in their fridge. And so I was like, okay, let's try this. And they are actually some of the best gyoza I've had outside of Japan. Speaking of which, we went to a new ramen place on Monday, which I forgot to talk about the other day. It's called Jinya. It's down in downtown Calgary, and it was so good. Oh my goodness. I typically like curly ramen noodles, but this place had they called them extra thin in the one I had. I just had their I had their black tonkatsu or something like that, the one with the garlic oil. And it was just really good. And yeah, normally I'm like the wavy Ichiban style ramen noodles. That's my favorite style of ramen noodles. But this place had like thin ramen noodles. They weren't even as curly as chow mein would be, but they were really good. My husband had the spicy ramen, and the noodles in it were really good too. I could not eat the whole bowl of spicy ramen like he did though, so I don't mind spice, but it would have been too spicy for me. It would have ruined the experience. All right, there we go. Come here, my very slinky fabric. Okay. Now, you have definitely been worn as well. It's a little bit of like obvious wear on it. That's okay. Okay. Now, how large is this motif? Actually, pretty damn perfect for a wedge bag. Awesome. All right. So we're going to adjust it a little bit. We're going to do that to that. Yeah. Obviously, I'm trying not to give like what I use for measurements because that's not cool. So we're going to do this like that to this. There we go. And then we're going to measure up like this. That like this. And then so you're there. Plus that is this. Perfect. Darn near as perfect as I can get it. Okay, there we go. Like that. So that'll be the front of this, and then I'll cut out the back as well. Plus a little bit for the actual cutting and resewing of the zipper pocket. It's like I'm going to give it an extra inch because it's easy enough to square that up on the bottom afterwards. Okay. So you're going to go there. Then you're not going to be too slinky, hopefully. And then you're going to go here for me, like that. Yep, there we go. Okay. And then the actual zip pocket is going to be that. That seems really deep. That. Yes. Okay, there we go. And then I got to cut it some zippers. Like I was like, I'm going to cut a bunch of wedge bags. And then I cut 2 wedge bags. You are in desperate need of stabilizer before or fusible interfacing beforehand. That looks like the best option. It's like a navy-ish. Ooh, that's not gonna work. Never mind. All right, black with gold it is. Actually, what? No, that's not gonna work either. Black with gold. Yep. Definitely works better than the other one I grabbed out first. So, you know. Okay, so we're going to do 2 zippers plus an inch. I don't know if I'm going to do zipper tabs or not. I definitely have enough of this fabric that I could do zipper tabs. Why am I not lined up with an actual inch marking? Is beyond me. So if you're watching this later on, please drop me some audiobook recommendations in the comments. I don't know. I listened to one. It's called Cabin Fever. It was cute. Grumpy Sunshine. Romance thing. But it's just kind of like, ugh, I don't know. I probably just need to take a break from audiobooks. Which obviously I am as I'm doing the live recordings because I don't listen to audiobooks while I'm live recording. But it's just, I don't know. I like listening to the audiobooks while I'm actually sewing. Although actually what I have been listening to has been Lo-Fi Girl, which has been pretty useful too. Just like chill music. Yeah, these are going to need zipper tabs. And so is the other wedge bag. That's okay. Whoa, you are so slippery. Chill. All right, there's 2 wedge bags. Let's also cut that last. Ooh, all right. So I don't know what I'm going to use the rest of this for because it is really slippy. I might just, I don't know, figure something out. I'll figure something out for it eventually. There's a lot of fabric here. Holy. It's so slippery though. I don't know what it would be good for me. It might be good for like lining. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe I should cut the linings for the wallets out of this. Ooh, I could do the card slots out of this for those ones. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to set it with, we could do the card slots and the zipper pockets probably from it. Okay, I need to actually print that pattern as well and just like have it in a binder here or something. Okay, so you're going to be, yeah, because you're large enough to actually do all of that out of, I think, mostly. I can catch you right. There we go. Okay. Wedge. I'm not going to touch you right now because I'm not interested in dealing with your stabilizer. That is a judgment on this obi. Yes. Okay, so we'll roll it back up. So this is what happens. I pick out my ideal, what I think I'm actually going to work on sort of stuff, and then it ends up being pared down as I actually work on it. Because otherwise I would actually go nuts. Ooh. That is going to make a really interesting wallet. Yeah, that's definitely going to make a necessary clutch wallet. Okay, so let's unpin that from the back here. I don't know how I didn't remember that was there. Don't worry, that's just the, I'm actually ripping the stitches. It's not the obi, it's the stitches. That's definitely not going to be lining though. That's definitely going to be a wallet body. Now, the really cool thing about this one is, and this isn't like they all have their maker marks on them somewhere, but this one actually has it embroidered right here. And it probably, I'm not 100% sure what the other 2 markings are here and here, but I really like the fact that the actual maker mark is there. I think that's the maker mark. I'm going to assume it's the maker mark. I can't read the kanji. I know the first one is big. And then the second one has horse involved in it, like horse mountain horse, and then something. I'll show it to my phone. Hope my phone's still running. Oops. All right, so this needs to become a Glenda. Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's lots of that fabric. Excellent. So there's 2 ends with that dual tone, which is awesome because it actually does checkerboard on the front here, or on the pattern, actual pattern. All right, so this needs to become a Glenda. It needs to also become a necessary clutch wallet. And then we're also going to make a wedge bag out of it. And maybe a little squat handbag too, which would be fun. Take like 2 of these and just like smash them together. That's too small. 2 of these. Like the squares that are on here, and smash it together. That's a little bit bigger than I was envisioning. So maybe 3 of the square. Oh, yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do the other cuts first. So I said necessary clutch wallet because I want this as a body for the wallet. So let's start there since I'm already like on that, and I've got this set up so that I've got the fold. Da-da-da, ta-da! That's way too perfect. I like how I pulled all those weights out and now I have barely used them. I do need this. Okay. Sorry that the fabric is like so in the way. Maybe, why haven't I moved you over here? Oh, because then my mic wire is in the way. Oh, well. We'll deal. All right, so here we go. Oh, that's better. What the hell? Katie. I usually put it at either end of the table because it's plugged in, but right now it's not plugged in. Speaking of which, oh, the battery is actually doing fantastic. Okay, good. So this is the fussing that I've been doing with these. Make sure it's kind of squared up and like I can square up my ruler and all of that. My cutting mat is actually a secondhand cutting mat. I got it for $20 versus like new they're $2 to $2.50, which is insane. But like, look at that. That's going to be so good. So one side will be black and one side's going to be this red. So exciting. All right. So there's the exterior body of the necessary clutch wallet. That would be a really fun flap too, but we're going to work with the fans first. Okay, so let's go into the fans. So what should we do? What did I say? I want a Glenda, I want a wedge, and I want a necessary clutch. Okay, and there's enough to do all three of those. Where is, and actually if I have enough, I want to also do the, where's the flap? There it is. I want to also do the something or another. Yeah, that's going to be really fun. Like, that body is going to be so much fun as well. All right. Is there enough fabric? Yes, because there's that little bit of selvage that I can use as well. Let's see what I can actually capture on like that right there. I could do most of the fan that's there. Perfect. It was meant to be. Anyway, what I was trying to say is I will probably try to do some made glasses cases out of this one because it would be a lot of fun as well. Okay, so let's just start right there. So what I'm doing is there's like this fan that's up at the top here. I do need to get that acrylic template for this pattern because I'm not actually going to be able to see where that fan is when I cut it. Anyway, we're going to cut this a little bit tighter than I've been cutting it just so I actually get as much, everything that I want out of this obi. Go. Good. Just like that. Gonna square it up. Zip. And then we're going to come down here. It is going to cut into this a little bit, but that's okay. I'll work with that with the wedge bag. Because obviously it's a directional print, so I can't cut it here and here like I have on the other bags, like I just did with the books. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more generosity on the bottom, just because there was a little bit of slippage that I saw there. But like, so that is going to be the flap right here, because this can go right over top of that fan perfectly. And this is where an acrylic template would be super useful. Okay, so that's the exterior and the flap, and I just realized I need to be cutting the front flap lining pieces too, although they could be cut from kimono if I need to, so we'll worry about that in a minute. All right, the next thing we're going to see is we're going to see if we can do a Glenda. Well, we can do a Glenda. I got to see where I want to place the Glenda. So that would include that whole fan right now, because there's enough room on the fold, right? Yeah, there's the fold right there. I can make it work. Or I think actually, yeah, it needs to be this full fan motif again. And then what am I going to do with you? Actually, because then, yeah, if I put this full fan here, we get the bonus fan of this like red fan here as well. And then this could become the upper panel for the zipper on the back of a wedge bag. There we go. Then it's not wasted. That's all I'm trying to avoid. All right. I'm going to squidge this down just a little bit so that I get that full tassel bit there. And then this does include the seam allowance, so we're good. So we're going to tight cut this one. There we go. Now, obviously, I still got to go in and actually like cut them down. This is just, like I said, the rough cuts for the actual bags. But yeah, I'll go in and I'll cut down the rough cuts afterwards. There we go. Okay, so there's the Glenda flap. And then this will be the top of the wedge bag. on the back for the zipper pocket. I say back, could be front or back. It doesn't really matter. It's not like the wedge bag when it's a purse is actually directional. What I mean by that is that the front is going to show more motif than the back does, basically. All right, and then we're going to do this for like a nice clutchy clutch handbag. Actually, that would be a lot of fun with a drawstring. I've been seeing some really cute drawstring bags recently, and I've been wanting to make it. And if I, yeah, it needs like a black drawstring channel. I might have some over there that I could use without having to cut into the black and red on this. I'll take a look in a minute. But there is, yeah, and then like it'll have a leather handle on both sides, drawstring channel, super simple interior. It'll have a kimono. Oh yeah, I could cut a kimono. And then we could do, I need a dark kimono though. But anyway, then it could be a kimono drawstring. Yes. There we go. Okay, sweet. So let's do that. We'll just cut it right here, and we'll do a little drawstring handbag instead of the wedge bag. Well, we're still doing a wedge bag as well, but that'll be a drawstring handbag. Now we're going to cut for the wedge bag. So that is going to be the back zipper panel. So it needs to match that, plus the like inch that I've been adding on just for extra. There we go. Nudge you up. You are just over. That's fine. It's like half an inch over. Okay. So if I'm going to do this, so we're going to do this like that. There we go. And then again, I just don't want to make it too big at the same time. No, that's good. Okay, that's good. Because what's going to happen is it's also going to lose some, because it's directional print, we'll have to sew it in half. Blah, blah, blah. They just need to be even. And then I still have some left over, so we can figure out what we want to do with the rest of it. Right there. All right. So this is going to be a full motif bag. Normally I would pair it with the back of this, but the back of this is so unique that it's kind of becoming its own statement piece. So we'll just do, I don't even know what those words mean right now. What did I cut you for? Glenda flat. You can tell I definitely need to go get some food. All right, let's put the flat piece on there so I remember what it's for. Holy. Okay, so this needs to be up here. It's actually, okay, so we're going to square it up down here. Like, well, this actually has two pieces of stabilizer in it. All right. Here and here. And then we're going to do a inch in for zippers, which means we now are going to fold it over in half. And then we're going to cut it here. Okay, now I see the mark that I need to cut it at. The inch mark, and then we'll cut it here. Zip, zip, zip. Zip, zip, zip. Okay, we're still lined up. Sweet. And then I'll decide which side. Well, in this case, then this will be the back side and this will be the front side, because that almost perfect. Yeah, that lines up right there. Almost exactly. So that's perfect. This is also going to be really nice because it's basically got a center mark for my zippers. If I do zipper tabs, it's going to be super easy. Does that work? It might be a bit. Oh, that wasn't quite right, but I'll make it work. Okay, it's close enough. All right, so there's the other one. There's another wedge bag. And then what was I thinking? I was thinking May glasses. Oh, we should do the zippers. Obviously needs to be black with gold again. White gold. No, dark gold. This one. Okay. Square it up with this again. And then where is the other end of the zipper? Because this feels like it's not the right end to pull. It's definitely not the right end to pull. Where'd you go? All right, well, we'll pull you this way until I find it. Oh, is that it? Nope, that's a loop. Okay. No, that is not the right loop. That's the right loop. There we go. Okay. So we'll cut these, and then I am heading for lunch. There we go. I think that is a successful cutting day for exteriors, at least. Let's see if I can actually get some stuff checked off. I'm gonna go for my run. I will still be coming back to sew. I don't know if I'll go live or not, but or not to sew. Actually, yes, I'll probably go. I don't know. These all need interiors to cut still, so I'll probably do the interiors next, just so I can kind of keep on a roll. Let's see. I think that's most of it that I want to cut. And then this we'll keep for working with later to finish up. Yeah, because I can't, like, the May glasses cases out of this would just be kind of a waste. It needs to be these larger motif items. So there we go. Oh, I got to cut the glint, right? Nope, not done yet. I need to cut the exterior, like the main body for the Glinda. That might be helpful. Well, I've got it out. Okay, zip. Line it up a bit better again. Here it is. We'll line it up with the fold. Cut 1, cut 2, and then we'll go. I guess I do also have to finish prepping the actual Glinda pattern so that I can do the interiors and the yeah, so that's actually, so this is the same for the interior. Same cuts, but I need to do there's zippered dividers, and oh right, this is going to need, I forgot, but the Glinda has side flaps, so I'm going to have to keep this out and do the side flaps from it as well. Okay. And then I got to figure out which ones I put away that I'm going to need. So I'm going to need the silver, and I'm going to need the pink, and I'm going to need the, okay, the orange we didn't do a Glinda out of. Okay, so I'm going to need those for the side flaps. I'm going to need the silver one that I put away, which is right there. That's not too bad. Great, yeah, okay. So there's little flappy flaps on the sides of this to like pull it together. And then what else do I need? I need, let me see. I also need, I know, like tabs. That's okay. Oh, whatever. Okay, so where's the rest of the cutting diagram? Exterior main panel interfacing, flap stabilizer, zippered divider stabilizer, main panel stabilizer, zippered divider stabilizer, main panel interfacing, flap stabilizer, zippered divider. I just realized I don't know which one of these. Oh, right. None of these worked because they weren't the right size. So these are all going, there's the side panel, main panel. Yeah, so these are all going into the kids' coloring area. So I don't mix them up anymore. Okay, I think I'm pretty good. Because we're going to do leather handles. And we're going to do lining and kimono. I need flap lining. That's the big one. So we'll figure out if I want to do the flap lining from the actual obi or not. Anyway, it is definitely lunchtime because, like I said, I'm at the analysis paralysis stage. I need to go for a run and food to clear my head. And then I'll come back in and see what exactly I'm going to cut further along for these guys. So I hope y'all enjoyed the stream and the stream of consciousness that this one was. And I will chat with y'all very soon. Bye.